Today we're going to discuss with you a topic that brings power, principle, and purpose home. We call it Family Home Evening. This is going to rock your world. Vicki, we've had a practice in our family that I've realized in recent years, after the kids are grown, has been a really powerful practice. And we've been implementing this in some of our parenting groups and the programs that we're doing for positive parenting. We call it Family Home Evening. And some people call it different things. It could be family council, family together time.
Family night.
Family night. I have one family that calls it family drumcircle. Whatever you want to call it. It's a meeting that you hold on a consistent basis. We recommend weekly. There's other things you ought to do daily, like family dinner, for example. But this is a meeting that you'll hold once a week for a couple of very specific purposes. And implementing this as a culture or a tradition or a practice in your home has some very clear benefits.
One of the biggest benefits of having a family time that's set apart, a meeting, and it's a meeting where you have a chance to converse and talk about things.
Yes.
It opens up this whole window. It's like now it's safe and okay to talk about anything as a family.
About anything. Now, some of the things you need to talk to your kids about are awkward.
Yeah.
Or at least it feels awkward if it's just out of the blue.
The other thing too is, we've talked so many times parenting. A lot of the times as parents, we think we have to react in the moment. I got to deliver my consequence in the moment. We got to hash this out. And generally, when your emotions are high, a child's emotions are high, is not the best time to kind of talk through how things could have gone better.
Oh,
and
that might be the worst
time.
time.
Yeah, it is definitely. So Family Home Evening also brings up a chance. Okay, we're going to talk today about, how to handle no. Or what to do when you come home late. We're going to talk about it.
Or how to keep yourself safe. These are topics that are important to be taught, but when are you going to do it? We're suggesting you do it during this time, this family meeting that you set up. A little context around this, Vicki. We had, in one of our groups recently, one of the families was working on some self-injurious behavior that their daughter was engaging in.
Okay.
They weren't sure how to address this. Well, as we were discussing this in the group, this mom asked a very simple question. She said, when are we going to have that conversation? And that brought up our discussion about having a regular family meeting. Now, if it's held regularly, you set up an expectation for the kids and you send a very strong message that our family is important. And in fact, it is more important than anything else we could do during this time. That's a powerful message. And then awkward topics like self-harm, for example. When are you going to bring that up?
Right.
Or, certain safety issues or personal hygiene or, right?
Yeah.
When are you going to bring it up? Well, you simply say in the meeting, this week's topic is... And because you're having it every week, it takes all the awkwardness out. Well, not all of it.
No, but it gives you...
Our daughter still rolls her eyes.
But it gives you a chance to breach a subject that you might not know when or how to introduce.
Now, there's some elements that I would recommend that you implement. We already talked about having this weekly. Pick a time. For us, it was Monday night. Just every Monday night after mom and dad got home from work, we would get together as a family, and there's a couple of specific elements that I would encourage you to include. We've already talked about one, and that's a time for learning and instruction. You as a parent are responsible for this. Do not trust the world or society or the school to teach your kids what they need to know. This is your responsibility. And this is the time that we're going to do it. So there's a learning and instruction time. That could look like a lesson. It could look like a discussion. It could look like watching a video. You can use any video here on our channel for that segment of your family meeting.
One of the hardest things for me as a mom, I think, was always that word consistent. Everything just being consistent in everything that we do. And this is kind of a similar thing. Let's just pick a regular time and be consistent. and just kind of commit to it. Now, it doesn't have to be long. Matter of fact, he said that we called it family home evening. There were many years where we called it family home moment, because I felt like that was all we could get
when the kids were young,
get all
especially.
4 of them down in one spot, and playing nicely and everything. So, but just be committed to a regular time and just go for it.
And it doesn't have to be Monday night.
No.
It might be Sunday morning. It might be Saturday afternoon. It might be Thursday in the middle of the day. Whatever works for your family, as long as you can keep that consistent, I think it's going to work.
As parents, a lot of our job is very serious. We're feeling a lot of responsibility for these young people.
It can be kind of heavy.
Yeah. So one of the things that you can do with Family Home Evening, it's a chance to have fun. Play a game together, laugh together, do some activity. I remember one of the times our son was into, what's that called, disc golf, or what do they call it?
Yeah, disc golf.
So we went up to a park and he taught us how to play disc golf one night. And it was really fun, really tiring. Just have different ways of having fun. Maybe get outside together or go on a outing or a walk or whatever. And anytime you can laugh together, laughter really, really bonds.
This also increases your authority as a parent. We've talked before about how 2 essential elements of authority is having fun, being seen as a provider of good times and good things, and being able to set and enforce appropriate limits. This is a time for you, a context for you in which you can actually have fun on purpose as a family.
Right.
That is so powerful. Oh, and we can't forget my favorite part.
Yeah?
Have a treat. Okay, no, I'm not saying that you should pig out on sugar, high carbs, whatever. Although, occasionally, maybe. Have something to enjoy together as sustenance, as a treat. This gives your kids something to look forward to. It gives you something to look forward to. Let's be honest. Having that treat together, there's actually research that shows that when you enjoy something edible together, it increases a bond with the family.
And we mentioned earlier, Mom and Dad are kind of driving this, but don't forget that we are sharing the responsibilities. So there's lots of little places where you could give your child a chance to show some responsibility. Maybe they get to do invitations, or maybe they get to plan the treat, or maybe they get to help make the treat, or bring up a topic that wants to be discussed or something. And it's it's a great way, because kids don't know sometimes how to lead. You're kind of teaching them some leadership skills.
That's what I was just thinking, that this teaches some real world applicable life experiences that they get to apply now in the workforce or at school.
Yeah, I was reading a recent study about jobs and employers. They take skill, they look at the skill, the circle of skill, and then they take the circle of interpersonal skills. Okay, so the hard skills that you need for a job and the interpersonal skills, and employers will take the interpersonal skill person first, because you can always teach the other skills. And so you're teaching your child how to collaborate, how to be in a meeting and be in a collaborative situation right from the start.
And to work in a team.
Yeah, it's a great skill.
What better team is there than your family? So we've got a challenge for you. Start this now. Don't wait till your kids are older. In fact, that's a worse time to do it. You want to establish these patterns now. No, you might be thinking, what if my kids are older? Yes, and they're going to get older still. So start now, and you don't have to be perfect with this, but if you have those elements that we talked about, Mom and Dad drive this, or Mom or Dad if you're in a single parent home. Mom and Dad drive this thing. You have a learning experience, you have an activity that's fun, and you have a treat. Can you do those 3 things? Let's start with that. This is going to bring power, principle, and purpose into your home.
Thanks for joining us here, and we hope that you're finding this helpful to you as a parent. We have a lot more information we'd like to share with you.
And there's a lot of you who are ready to take this to a higher level. Let's get you into one of our courses or coaching programs. If that interests you and you want us to be a more intimate part of your team, jump on a call with one of our coaches. drpauljenkins.com/breakthrough call. That's going to get you right to our calendar. We'll have a conversation with you about what's next.
I had a number, so I could be